This is our Discord page. We are live. What's up, everybody? This is the Crazy Kirby Kid, and we are going to do a design topic of the week wrap up. So, the last week, we spent the entire 5 work days comparing Sonic's level design with the framework that we originally designed for Mario. Doesn't matter when you're studying design, you can take the same framework and apply it to just about anything else and get a lot of good out of it. So this week it's all about Sonic, and as Marcus wrote here on the 21st of September, uh, it's 2D Sonic Week, and we will be giving a quick Mario Maker treatment to the classic Sonic series. And today we're tasked with detailing the basic layout of a Sonic stage. Yeah, Marcus, you can take it away and let me know how this first day of design topics went.
Hey everybody, it's your boy here. Okay, interesting. Top level kind of takeaway from it all. Uh, Going over the design of Sonic is Sonic, contrary to modern belief, is actually a very good game. Uh, Kind of the takeaway is I don't know a good analogy for it, but kind of like information warfare, right? The winners get to write the history, right? And then Mario won the war between Nintendo and Sega, Mario and Sonic. So Mario's design principles are like taken as the basics of the gospel, right, of 2D platformer game design. So oh look, Mario's structured. Look, he's controlled. His secrets are telegraphed. His enemies make sense, right? He has good vision of he can see challenges before he gets there, so he can react accordingly. Nothing's too cheap, right? Good difficulty challenge, right? And that's what people took as the gospel. So then, like people come in now, they see Sonic and they just like preemptively go, "Oh, this isn't Sonic or this isn't Mario. It must be bad game design. Oh, you can't see in front of yourself all the time. Oh, these enemies are not as functional as a Mario enemy, and the coins aren't as dynamic as Mario. Blah blah blah." But if you take Sonic as a product of its time and how it chose to design those things according to what people, I forgot you could push that rock, what people were doing at the time. Sonic's a very good game, and the fact that its principles aren't copied is probably more so a testament to the time period the game was made in. Most notably, the replaying levels over and over, because that's all you had as kids, right? You only had one game. So a lot of the kind of like particular complaints about Sonic are really alleviated if you just play the game and have fun playing the game. You learn things over time. It's not the most smooth of learning processes, but
Yeah.
Sonic is fun learning the game anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. So going into it, we started with level design first, right? Basic level layout. Um, being that this was our first design topic of the week, uh,
You got some maps
kind of
for
interested.
us.
Yeah, so we mapped. Uh, so my inspiration of this, we have, you'll see it later, we have some Mario levels that we mapped out similarly, the path Mario takes to the level. And this is kind of like how I figured out, like comparing Sonic one to Mario, or even generally to Mario, kind of gets you in trouble. So in our Mario maps, we mapped out Mario's path to the level, looks all loopy doopy and interesting, and tells you an interesting story. You do the same thing with the Sonic level. You can blow that up so you can see the paths. Click on the level screenshot. Yeah, you can see that you're like, oh, you're basically just tracing the level out. Like you didn't gain any new information by tracing Sonic's path in the level. Sure, it misses coins, but coins are really not that heavy of a factor. And uh,
Rings, you
Sonic
mean?
moving to the level is moving at decent
You
speeds,
said
right? So you're like, oh,
coins.
look. Oh, see, see
Mario won the
the
war,
yellow,
baby. Let's go.
the yellow, they sound good when you touch them. Um,
I don't know what else to
ring,
call that.
ring. The other thing, by the way, the good old story that the sonic ring sound effect is used in casinos because it sounds so good in the brain.
Hmm.
Also, kind of disassociates rings, uh, the word ring from what its function is in Sonic games. So that's also why I get screwed up. But anyway, you see the path to the level. You're basically tracing the level. You're not getting that much information. I told everybody else to do similar, and they did. You can look at those if you want, but similarly, they're not going to show you too much about the levels. Um, I came up with a great idea later, and it's not. I don't think you'll be able to find it easily, but we'll get there eventually.
Ooh, I'm in there.
Um, we should we should have treated the level elements in Sonic just like we do everything else in DO. DO is all about breaking it down to its atomic parts, right, and then putting those parts back together to see what you get. I started with the molecule and not the atoms,
Oh yeah.
right, and that's how I got in trouble. That's how I got in trouble with this first part. Um,
Yeah, we got
Tell me
20,000
about that
views
wheel.
on our design-oriented topic wheel so far, but anybody's free to go to this thing. It's a free online tool that's based on our framework. We build up game design from the elementary pieces. Everything under this light blue bar are all of your basics. You got your mechanics and level elements and systems and rules and power-ups, and then you have your enemy elements, and that's basically what tons of games are built around. So most games are built around some combination of these elements, and then everything beyond that ring gets a little tricky. But go ahead.
Okay, so not breaking down the level uh, into smaller chunks got me in trouble when mapping the level, but also got us in trouble when people were speaking about the levels. I had not explicitly said to map out the level or find chunks. So when I asked people what they thought about Sonic level design, everybody gave me a high level approach to have what they thought of the levels, and because their high level approaches were somewhat accurate, they all pretty much said the same thing. Like, hey
Should I
guys,
read
Sonic
some of
Boom.
these?
Yeah. What's a good one? Akamarax is good. He has a good kind of like high level uh, kind of take on
Did I
Sonic.
skip it already? Oh yeah,
Nope,
down there. Okay,
keep on going. Yeah,
one
just be on
more level
Ansons.
map. Looks like this one's nuts. This game looks crazy. It looks like an ant farm when you're looking at it from a big picture like that. Launch base zone. Akamarak says, compared to Mario, Sonic levels are fairly complicated when considering vertical layers and how they connect to each other. This can lead to a lot of variation to play around with as far as how you go through the level, which can be fun, but others have mentioned your view of the level and what's coming up is limited, so it can be hard to make informed decisions without prior knowledge. Because of how complicated the pathways are, it could potentially be very easy for the player to get lost or disoriented. To make up for this, Sonic levels are full of level elements that propel Sonic in a variety of fast and visually exciting ways in the right direction. There are also a lot of one-way paths, points of no return, which help the player moving forward. That's true. Very true. I've played.
Interesting.
Oh, he says I haven't played much of Sonic 3, but the map of the first level seems to keep things a bit cleaner and less crazy, with only a couple of vertical layers, with it getting more complex by the time you reach the launch base zone. This makes learning the level and navigating layers a bit more manageable. Sonic Mania likes to lean more towards the complex end of things as far as paths go, with Hydrocity and 3 seems to be cleaner and less complex compared to Hydrocity and Mania.
So it's interesting, right? We kind of already got in trouble. This is how I realized we fell for the trap, right? You're like, oh, we started with the Mario comparisons already, which isn't bad. Compare it to the granddaddy of platformers and video games. Um, but if you you don't need to go over them explicitly, but everybody else with these high level uh, opinions basically say the same thing. Hey, guess what? Sonic's fast, and it's hard to control a fast guy in crazy levels. Hey, look, Sonic's fast. He's pretty crazy. He's going pretty fast. And see things sometimes. So even in his breakdown of the level, it's always defined about how fast Sonic is. Right? Oh, zippy zip zip. Sonic's fast. Loops and Dean Bobs. Right? You're like, oh, cool. So it's interesting, like, oh, if I were to talk to you, like, actually Sonic is very uh, navigatable, right? He can get through the levels even though it's fast, or maybe in spite of his fastness, he doesn't have to depend on the speed. That kind of conversation is stifled if all your comparisons are relative to how fast Sonic is, right? You only know the loop to loop because it makes Sonic fast. You only know ramps because it makes Sonic fast. You only know these things because it stops Sonic from going fast. So like, well, maybe the point of Sonic isn't to be going fast all the time, right? Maybe that's what those things are possibly telling you. You're like, hey, these things are getting in the way of me going fast. Like maybe you shouldn't be going fast all the time, but we'll get there. That's pretty much it for the level design.
Cool.
We didn't tap down on that quick enough.
So you
So
asked the
everybody has
question,
been saying
how many 2D Sonic games have you, people in the chat, have beaten?
that
Uh,
was my attempts to kind of like get a feel about so because everybody was saying the same thing, particularly we had the same kind of problems with it. So, oh, like, are you guys even good at Sonic games? Which ones have you played? And that's why I asked that
mhm.
question.
Yeah, so it looks like Bleach has played 123K Advance, maybe Sonic Advance 2, or Sonic Adventure 2, I can't tell. 1, 2, Mania, Rush Adventure, Sonic 3, Knuckles, Mania, and then Crystal. Yay, 0. I don't like Sonic. I did Sonic and Knuckles, Rush Adventure, Sonic 3, Sonic Rush, Sonic Mania, Sonic Advance, Sonic the original, and Sonic Colors DS. And we played a couple others that we did not beat at all.
So it looks like yeah, a lot more people played Sonic than I thought. Pretty interesting. Um,
Hmm.
so that's what I like. That's why all the takes on Sonic are pretty good. I think. We can get outside the level design. I asked a question here to kind of trick people into picking specific level elements, but no one took the bait. So we can keep on going.
The questions does the water and hydrosity help alleviate performance problems some of you guys had in the normal level? Do the platforming challenges enhance or clamp down on your speed? How controlled are the fast sections? Man, also these levels are pretty big and complex. You move through them quickly, and then you have all these complex different sections. So like it's easy not to remember all the stuff by the time you get to the end of the level. It's no Kisho Kentetsu, not by any means. Kisho Tenketsu.
He show 10 gets yes. It'd
Okay.
be funny if they had some type of comic style that they model Sonic levels after. Graphic novel. Oh, I see.
Let's see. So back to the next Sonic thing. So this is oh yeah, Sadie trying to do the daily design assignment. Chose a Marble Garden Act 1, but it'll be difficult. Never played a Sonic game. Just once as a
Interesting
child
thing
on the
about
emulator.
Sadie. I don't think Sadie played. I think he says so. Doesn't hasn't played a Mario game, but the takes are pretty much similar to everybody else's, which is for saying the exact same things we're saying. Not a good enough deep dive if that's the case.
Levels are big. Secret areas, breakable walls, spikes are the most common obstacle. Level paths develop in a vertical oblique fashion. Rarely are they horizontal. That's interesting. Look at that, geez. If I did miss something, all the living enemies are flying. Compared to the standard Mario level, there are few enemies. That's interesting. The vertical loop in a level element that only Sonic has, at least compared to Mario. Sonic can run down a vertical line moving from upper lower. Those little spinning poles. Yeah, these areas right here on the right, right here. These little vertical shafts were like wow, wow. When you get flung out the other end, it's fun. Man, this is nuts. So another interesting thing to note before we back up any at all is this level looks like an ant farm, but when you're playing it, you always feel like you're kind of like in wide open spaces, right? You may have some stuff on top of you, but you can never quite get this ant farm impression. So you're always just like, oh, I'm just going up a hill, I'm going down a hill, I'm going down a ramp. And if you were to punch this into 3D, imagine if the top third of the map were in the background, the middle third of the map were in the middle ground, and the bottom third of the map horizontally. Um, the bottom third down here would be in the foreground. You could almost extrude this, deep depth wise to be a 3D structure to where every mountain would be the top of its own little hill or mountain, and then as you're worming and winding your way through the level, you're actually pushing sideways and deeper, right? Or sideways and closer towards the camera. Almost how like Donkey Kong Country Returns did a almost like how Donkey Kong Country Returns did a foreground background thing for a bit of it.
Yeah, for like the minecart sections.
Cool. All right, so back to your question. Good job, Sadie, for such a detailed response. Cool. So now it's the next day, right? Sonic Level Design Crash Course Day 2 Collectibles, aka Coins. Coins. I can take that. I can accept that. So, find
So
places
you
in
want
the level where the ring placement signals secrets and where the player should jump denotes a particular path. Okay. So, some of the basic functions of Mario levels is to use coins to encourage different jump patterns, to signpost or signal different things, and to show where it's safe to go. That's another one.
so yeah, now we finally got it clamped down. You see Harbors jumps the gun with his response and gives guess what? Uh, rings give you one up, but they pop out of Sonic. And coins accumulate no matter if Mario gets hurt. Like kind of top level stuff. Good to have down. We want specifics. So I linked those videos: Sonic Knuckles, Sonic Mania. Give me screen caps. Uh, these should be like self-explanatory. It's pretty neat. Cracky shows up first. Uh, at this part of the level, Sonic is going so fast he takes a bath in the water, right next to the spring where he is in that picture. You're like, oh, cool. You jump on the spring to get out, but there are rings if you go backwards. I don't forgot if there's anything that leads. Those rings lead to rings. Yes, rings lead to. Like you said, it kind of ushers you to go back and explore places that you just passed by going so quickly. Neat.
I'm assuming this is before the forest catches on fire. We might actually see it in the video here. Oh, good. So, yeah, sometimes being stopped. Oh, there it is. That's it. We have the
Yeah,
same
there
one.
it is. Hey,
And then, oh yeah, the slow rock push one.
I totally forgot you could push that rock. But anyway,
Anyway, cool. Hey, and then Tony popped in with some retro maps with rings. All right, Tony, let's check this out.
Tony gives it to us
Wholesale.
straight. Shows shows spots where you have to jump to get rings, and then shows the kind of like similar setup, but with an added challenge of fish jumping at you over the bridge.
Yeah, I just found a
And in
random one.
particular,
Rings pointing with an arrow up. Classic. If you get to this point, you don't know if you need to go up. The rings tell you, go up. Classic. That was just lucky. Good old
I
Tony.
think we'll see if this video gets to my examples. Mine's on the burning forest, so it's coming up.
Okay. Oh!
Pikachu Robotnik, Pikachu face Robotnik.
I'm getting all these free topic points right here. This is level design because we're talking about secrets. Did you timestamp one here? Oh, you're just looking for any example in that log play. Okay, let's start right at the beginning. The first three rings in the series already do a good job of creating a challenge placed high enough to get the player to jump. The next ring boxes are introduced. Some overlap between Mario blocks, though it's in a safe area where the player can figure out how to break it. Then we get one of the first secrets in the game with a vertical line of rings acting as a reward for finding a hidden spring. Rings over the. Oh, he's pointing down here. Man, the original. Yeah, yeah. Rings over the bridge are a similar idea to the first three. Now you have a fish enemy in the middle. Finally, we have one of the major differences between rings and coins. They never really put coins on the ground in Mario because Mario is all about getting you to jump around. They have rings to form a path towards the ramp. To communicate Sonic's unique aspects of momentum, laying out the trail encourages players to go with the flow. That's true. Look at that. Look at that. The secrets, the rings up there with the secret spring. That's so cool. Very nice. This is level design, and we gonna
Yeah,
flag it. I get the points.
you can see even in that setup right there. If you jump for those rings, it kind of dampens Sonic's speeding through the level. If you jump for that first ring set going at a decent speed, you'll land underneath, like you'll land in the middle. You'll land at the bottom of the middle of that raised platform, and you'll see that power ring box, right? Oh, I want to get that ring box. You go stop, jump backwards, kill your speed, right? Slow down, bounce on the ring container.
Yeah.
From the ring container, you see the rings above the tree, and you don't run at that thing at max speed. You just do a normal jump at it, right?
Hmm.
It's not fast. It's just normal-ish platforming, maybe with a little bit of speed here and there. So yeah, if you start looking at the game, especially Sonic One, especially Sonic One, like it's not about running fast all the time.
So
Popular
so
misconception.
let's look at this dude right here. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna type in YouTube. I'm gonna type in concrete man. Do you know where I'm going with this, Marcus?
No.
Look at the fish. Look at the fish. Concrete man.
I mean, he has the stuff jumping out of the pits. I remember.
Yeah, people think that's cheap. People died in this Mega Man part right here because the enemies rising out of the pit. But what about this Sonic setup that's different about the Mega Man setup?
There's no pit one, but I guess Sonic can move fast enough to avoid the fish.
If you jump for the rings, you're going to be in a protected ball, and you'll kill
Yeah,
the
that
fish.
too. Yeah.
So the rings are here to help you. They're here to show secrets here. They're here to just, tell you that they exist here. And then here, they're here to help you. So if you go with the flow, in this case, there's no difference speed wise between like running on the ground hardly and jumping for these rings. So if you have a choice as a player, you should probably always go for the thing they encourage you to do, which is like rings, and you'll be safer even in the face of unknown challenges. That's
Can you
cool,
get all those rings in one jump?
probably.
Hmm. That looks tricky.
You have to be going fast enough. It's all about speed. So if you're going fast enough, you can get almost any horizontal line in Sonic fast
That's
enough.
interesting. We didn't consider any of that speed calculations in ring gathering. That's funny.
That's fun. And I like the circle ring that you got here. I like this. I like this. Uh, just kind of fun things to
This
do.
this is the yeah. This place right here is a meeting place between two branching paths. Right, if you go above, you take the zip line, and then through the zip line, you do a loop de loop when you get to the end, and you collect all the rings. But if you come up from below, there's no zip line. I don't think you can get all the rings in the circle without a power up.
Mm.
So it's kind of like an interesting reward for going on the high path.
Having rings double as Sonic's health is a good choice since Sonic can get really fast. It can be hard to react to your
Hey, there it
play-like
is.
things. Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, just did it.
Hold on. Not too much.
Yeah, you have no place to click
No,
to
I
do
got,
the left
I
arrow.
got this. So here we go. Here we go. Oh, he did it backwards. Pimp. Okay, so to make it bigger, what can I do? I can just temporarily drag it over here and then do this. Nice. And then I can temporarily drag this. Stop it. Back over here.
Come on,
Cool.
man.
Cool. Yeah, so that's the ring circlet. Double as ring choices. You can, if you run into something, it's not that big of a deal. Long keep one ring. It also helps with the difficulty of boss as you struggle. It's kind of interesting, especially when the levels are longer like this. You know, doing whatever you can to make the player like reset less, but also have penalties for their bad actions. That's kind of what rings are doing. You always want to beat the level with as many rings as possible because you get the bonuses. And in the game where if you lose all your lives, you start from the beginning, that really is more precious. And this guy knows where all the secrets are.
Yeah, sometimes
This is
it's
fun.
long plays without people who know what they're doing long plays and
And you got the fire power up right at the end, fire bubble. Okay, moving on. We got a lot to cover.
flame shield. Yep.
Flame Shield. I'm late for the Sonic breakdown. Hope you don't mind. Sonic games I've played: 2D Sonic 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, Rush, Adventure, Colors, DS. He just copied my list. No, just kidding. 3D Adventure DX, Adventure 2, Color, Wii, Unleashed, Wii. Played Unleashed a little. Generations, Lost World. That's 13 main Sonic games, which obviously makes me a fan. I like to get all the S ranks. Sonic games have great music. Yeah. Interesting. He said, is the speed running layer in Sonic more interesting because the game is kind of about speed? In general, I feel like almost all speedrun layers are less interesting than the main level. The main level has like tension, pacing, ideas, little jokes, like secrets, all these things. But if you're speedrunning, you almost ignore all of it, almost all of it. So it's definitely a thing you do after you've played the level normally and blah blah blah. The only exceptions are things like the levels we built with the faster than right travel from the Mario Maker Workshop.
Mhm.
I can type in this.
Yeah, faster than right travel. This is the way I designed it. makes you do the unique stuff of the level sequentially, combo wise, right?
If you want to know more about the Mario Maker Workshop, you can go to designoriented.net/mmw to find out more about what we did in the workshop and how you can be a part of it. But lesson hub for now, we don't actually have any level maps of fast northern ride travel.
Oh, interesting. That's probably a good one to have.
Yeah, there's a
Shoot.
lot of levels we built towards the end of this workshop that we don't have any diagrams on. But if you want to see some of the coolest diagrams, you can go to the powered up lesson, and you can have all the level mapping diagrams. This is kind of what Marcus was talking about before. When you diagram how Mario moves through a level, it's not just tracing the shape of the level. He exists in the space above things, around things, in spite of things. He breaks through things. He takes power ups and walks along things that he didn't have the power to do before, like Yoshi right here. Um, all these kind of abilities and pathways open up depending on what power ups Mario has and how the player wants to play. Definitely more layered in that sense. Sonic does layers in its own way, so we can talk a little bit more about that, but just kind of want to show that off. Cool. Zara says Sonic levels are much less straightforward than Mario. I'll
Don't
download.
you can read. Yeah, this is Zara being late, so it's not talking about ring design.
Okay. No
Yeah.
directions off limits. This increases the perceived variety of Sonic's roller coaster design. Sonic levels are often have two distinct branches as well as shortcuts, which makes finding a speedy route more interesting. Yeah, I really feel like in Sonic, you find the speedy routes with more exploration than you do with Mario. Sonic, you stop, you're like, where is it? Like, where am I? Which is often the question you ask in a Sonic 3 level. But Mario, you're just like, there's only one path in a lot of levels. It's horizontal, not that confusing. Speed is just you getting through that faster. Um, so he says, and as Sadie says, completely flat ground is somewhat rare. This is important because Sonic is often mechanically optimizations. Sonic, there are often mechanical optimizations you can do to go faster. Spin dashing in the right places, jumping off a slope. Later games add more mechanics for even more optimization. The hurricane kick and rush lets you fly sideways. That was really weird. Stomp kick and colors lets you fly straight down. This increased mechanical complexity makes speed running require more inputs, which is probably for the better since the normal gameplay isn't as deep as Mario. It's funny thinking that Sonic, most of the thing you should do to enjoy the game is to get faster at it. But yeah, Sonic certainly has a ton of secrets and things like that, and really cool bonus rooms. Anyway, this is what I call jerk ring placement. The slope makes you think you're about to go on a cool ride, and then bam, a wall. Is there no
Yeah,
secret if
that's
you crash through that wall or something?
no, this not. This is I think this is what I ultimately want to do with a level mapping, where you take specific instances. This one's defined by ring placement, but you can also have more unique level elements like loops and zip lines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then cut them together like a collage, so they show you basically speed where what the player would naturally do if they didn't know what to do while
Mm-hmm.
going that fast. Like as you can see the video I clipped, the guy runs through the wall because
Oh, you clipped the
uh,
video. Yeah.
he rolls to get the rings. All right, I'm going somewhere. We're great, and there's just a wall there. You're like, oh, okay. These rings just smacked me to the wall.
Mm.
On More generally, I don't know what happens if you jump and maybe bad for you. I don't think so, but I think you definitely don't want to hit the wall. But yeah, kind of like the vision would be have a bunch of things like this, and then the screenshots are overlap each other somewhat to show you what a normal player would see when playing, instead of
Mm.
long lines that we have for the level maps above.
Hmm. Here's an example where rings usher you forward to avoid a collapsing bridge. Zara pointed out an article I wrote a long time ago, good review of Sonic's ring design, watching some footage from Sonic 3K. Rings are mostly placed on the ground level or slightly in the air. Either the player will collect rings automatically or they will barely have to alter their path. The rings don't influence the player's movement much. Quote, the rings in Sonic, on the other hand, have a large gaping hole in the middle of their function when compared to coins. Rings aren't arranged so that players can grab all the rings they see. There are moments when the rings are arranged in a large group that the player can pass through only once. Because some rings can't be obtained in one playthrough, the encouraging function of the rings becomes diminished. For these rings, instead of saying, you can do it, keep trying, they say, too bad you missed, better luck next time. which is kind of plays into why I always felt like Sonic was this about this long form memorization. Levels are bigger. Um, you
Hey,
know,
there's my bridge.
eh, levels are bigger. Keeping your rings and stuff, remembering where all the Chaos Emeralds are, like all these things that carry forward long term. If you miss a thing in Mario, for the most part, unless you're trying to warp whistle like crazy, it's just like whatever. But in Sonic, especially in later Marios, when you can go back to visit old levels. But in Sonic, you're like, well, forgot to get that Chaos Emerald. Well, forgot to do this. Like, man, there's so much to remember. These levels are so big. But we did it as kids. Cool, now get to scrub and find all the spots where Sonic can't get all the rings in one go. I think I was talking about Sonic Rush, though.
Yeah, we couldn't find any for these old games. And this example I put right here was false because the player broke the pipe of his
Mm.
own volition, and it wasn't automatic. So that's why I put that X there. X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, Sonic Rush, Sonic. I looked at and played a lot of Sonics, but then talked about Sonic Rush here, the trick system, and it depends in Sonic 3 if you have the what is it called, the lightning shield,
Thunder
thunder jacket.
Shield, Thunder Shield.
You can attract the coins. So kind of like in certain areas in Mario Bros. 3 where you need the frog suit to get all the coins, uh, but it seems more prevalent in Sonic. Here are the level maps between all the different Sonics, all their Act Ones for the most part. Cool. Talked about their boss design. These are some of my favorite bosses. Coolies. All right, back to Discord. Look at this guy. Without tails, these pipes break too quickly for Sonic to collect all the rings. Eh.
Yeah, then you can go down to Akamarak. He has some good, basics, right? Coins that encourage you to go to uh, extra areas. Basically, there's no reason to be down there in that water. You're like, hey, get some coins. It's fun.
3 coins. Sometimes Mario does that. Like for 2 coins, or Zelda, like 1 rupee. Why did I do this? Give me more rupees.
So the next one, he highlights a good
Nice,
jumping path.
nice.
Then the next one, you're like, oh, rings
Talking about
hint
level
toward
design
a thick wall. That's where you get secrets. That's a probably the most popular example people used. Rings that hint at secrets.
in the wall. You can come at them from another direction. I remember Mania doing this a lot. Underwater, you can spin, release, and stop on the side of a far spike. It's an easy way to get to the coin code. Oh
Hmm.
yeah, you just go underneath. He's like, meow,
I remember
meow,
that. Yeah, I remember that distinctly. You're like, oh, interesting.
don't believe his secrets.
Being silly before I went to bed.
Simple example before Hayden goes to sleep. Here you can see coins on the other side of the wall. That's enough of a hint to get the player to jump about exploring how to get them. As it turns out, you can just ghost through the wall. It isn't solid. If you jump a bit and hold left, just seeing the secret is often enough to inspire the player to behave differently enough to get the bottom of things. That's funny. Also, I know a lot of the Sonic either Mania or Rush secrets were like spatial reasoning. You see something through the wall, then you like zippity zippity zip 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 zip, and then you end up in a place like, wait a minute, I'm on the other side of the wall. And then if you remember appropriately, if you remember, you can go and hug the wall and find a secret. But otherwise, if you just always feel like you're in a random place, you're not going to find it most likely.
I think that's it for our oops, not badniks, rings.
Yeah,
On to badniks.
Enemy Day. Find an enemy, describe some of its traits, attack style, movement, unique features. Go the extra mile, write about them, and enhance a particular level that they appear in. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Monkey Jerk with its stupid tail.
He has no torso, or he has no lower half. He has a torso. Ooh, crazy. What's this Ninja Turtle doing here?
Monkey Dude? Really?
Interesting. Yeah, some of the, I mean, the spider thing's called grabber, so sometimes they try,
What
sometimes
the
they
heck
don't.
is that? Street Shark?
Just like Michelangelo.
Sonic Mania Plus? I forgot they made like a plus version of Sonic Mania.
Oh, it has those goofers. Oh yeah, I was interested in those guys. That little raccoon or squirrel looking thing. Ah. So this is where things start falling.
Okay.
Right? Ooh, cool, we have strong level elements. Yeah, of course, it's a platformer. We have strong collectibles. Yeah, yeah, sure, it's a platformer. But then these enemies,
But then these enemies, Sonic enemies, will be referred to as badniks from now on. I repeat, enemies will be referred to as badniks. Is what I always think of when it comes to badniks. That's a cool picture, man. Crab meat moves to the side, occasionally charging up two small energy balls from each claw going outward diagonally. Can be defeated by jumping or rolling through. It's always confusing in games like this where you're like, can I roll through everything? And some enemies are just like, no, you can only jump on me. I'm like, come on. I couldn't find the place.
okay. Hello.
You're back.
Wow. I was like, he's just talking all over me. All right. I was gonna say, when we got to the badniks, right? This is when the wheels fell off the train. Level design, right? Level design, of course, has strong level design. It's a platformer. Collectibles, of course, it has strong collectibles. It's a platformer. But if there's any element that seems to have believed that Sonic is a game about being fast, it's the enemy element. And even if they could have, or sometimes do impose like a marginal like dynamic on a scene or whatever, they're always just like so poorly placed and they're so weak that they are just almost non-factors.
Mm,
So
not to mention that you get supersonic in some games. You get the rush ability that allows you to just kill, crush through enemies. You get all kinds of power ups that like allow you to plow through enemies and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, I
And
think
just
people
moving
joke
fast in
before, but
ball form allows you to kill enemies.
yeah, the strongest enemy in Sonic games is the camera, right? Not being able to see. Like it doesn't
Ha-
matter if it was a Jaws or a Grabber or whoever that you hit that you didn't see beforehand. You didn't see him. It doesn't matter, right? It could have been anything.
Could
So
have been
Jaws.
One Punch Man and just
So my
couldn't see
example
him.
is Jaws, right? Jaws, the bullet bill of Sonic 3. It just kind of horizontally move across the stage.
Yeah,
Whoa, crazy! Like a bullet bill. If it was a bullet bill, right, you'd only be able to jump on their heads to kill them. Sonic can just jump in spinball form and kill them. Below, sideways, above, doesn't matter. So you're like, you see him and go, ah, jump and kill him.
yeah,
If you're falling from somewhere above and spinning, you kill him. If you follow him, if you're not spinning, you kill him. Just like you're always killing him. So you're like, these guys
pretty
are
much.
almost inconsequential.
Yeah, so Sonic enemies, not a lot of interplay, not a lot of variety really. Odd placement, not a lot of rules to them like spawning holes like in Metroid or bullet bill launchers. Not too many of those. They're just kind of there, and I just saw Sonic. Oh, he has an invincible star. He just ran through an enemy. Yeah. Um, definitely. Oh, we're in Hydrosity right when we're talking about the little bullet bill thingies. Can we find some?
Yep. Yeah, Jaws, Mister Bad Nicks, Richard.
Badniks. Badniks.
This is a sweet design of the shark, though. It looks like a sword.
Okay. We play a couple levels from Sonic Rush Adventure, Machine Labyrinth, and Pirate Island. The enemies they exist. They mostly give Sonic tension as they die from the boosting rampage influence movement in the same way the grounded rings do, but not at all. There's one exception though, when you are launched into the air, which is quite often, you can bet the next platform will have an enemy on it, which you don't want to land on since you won't be in ball mode and boost mode. You can kill the enemy with a sideways kick, but this requires timing, acknowledging that the enemy exists. Some enemies have unique attacks, but I don't have pictures of them. Machine Labyrinth has an enemy that can push you back with a steam gust. It does no damage, but you can send you into a nearby pits or spikes. The pits are safe. Okay. Pirate Island has an enemy that drops a bomb. It flies above you, and you must reach from below, increasing its threat. Outside of bosses, Sonic usually doesn't have time for combat. I think the enemy design is strained because Sonic's mechanics, boost and spin, are too strong. The obvious solution would be to make Sonic vulnerable while boosting, but this would remove the main advantage of boosting that you don't have to memorize enemies to avoid taking damage. If 2D Sonic games are to have better combat, they need to be more limited offense, as in the combat has more interplay and a better camera. So that's cool. Sonic Unleashed did the whole alternative combat style with the top-down brawling style. It's kind of interesting. It's an idea, at least.
Oh yeah, it's interesting.
And
Yeah,
that
Hayden
enemy
kind of
that we just
cheats.
saw, such a jerk. But anyway, that
Hayden kind of
Badnik.
cheats and goes into 3D, but has a good point about 3D Sonic and auto lock on and zipping toward enemies. What do you call these? The Beatles from Sonic Adventure 2?
Beetle enemies or badniks from Sonic Adventure 2. They are one
Oh, Batniks.
of the more common enemies in the game. They're relatively low threat, although there are many variations that actually have a hard time distinguishing shooting versions in terms of gameplay variety they bring. I know some shoot while others don't, but they are hidden gold ones that drop extra items for you to use on your Chaos or your Chow, or they're little creatures that you take care of in Sonic Adventure games. While beetles are sometimes used as a general enemy, they often are used to link areas together as Sonic will home in on the nearest one while attacking in midair. The result is a sort of pseudo flight that lets you move through the air in ways you otherwise would not be able to. Here, you can see several in close proximity above Sonic, although the player doesn't do it in this video. If you attack them in quick succession, it leads you to a secret area. Let's take a look. Did I just miss it?
I looked for it. Yeah, I didn't know what he's pointing to in this video either.
I think I know. I think I saw it. You just missed it. Hold on. It's right here. See it?
The
Right
zip code.
here. There's one, two, three right there at the top. You can see them a little bit
Okay.
right there. You can see one
Okay.
right there. Cool. These are not Batniks. They are anti-Eggman, anti-Sonic government drones. Both.
Yeah. I
Jeez.
forgot about that part. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I guess Robotnik didn't make those.
Grabber, Sonic 2 Mania. Enemy will drop down and grab you, ending in self-destruct. You can attack it from the sides. But you can risk hitting from below as it does go for the grab. I think this enemy enhances chemical plant zone as it adds a layer to the player who stop and platform around. The player that goes fast won't really worry. While thematically, spiders does not make any sense for the chemical plant unless it's a stealthy Spider-Man reference. The form of the spider itself fits the form and function since its actions are pretty spider-like. Yeah, it does drop on the line.
Yeah, I challenged Tony to his assertion that Grabber would be in any spot that would cause Sonic, or would be in any spot where Sonic had slowed down, because Sonic almost never has to slow down. So I have a little quiz.
Yeah,
A
here it
little, this is
comes.
what we went over. Yeah, I have a little quiz that's coming up.
Cater Cater Killer? The heck?
Caterpillar,
Caterkiller.
caterpillar,
Yeah, there it is.
caterpillar.
I was like, where is he? There he is. There are two stages of interplay. Good old Gollum. First, hit the head to destroy it, hit the body to get hurt. Like Vex mentioned, this prioritizes rolling over jumpings since you can land on the wrong part, but rolling head on is safe. Mechanics cool. Second, if you hit his body, it pierces scatter. You can run into these and get hurt again. This thing's a jerk. This plays well with platforms. You wouldn't think that the attached setup creates an infinite bouncing spike trap, but instead, Caterpillar's body only bounces vertically, not horizontally, so it phases through walls, clearing away obstacles even in tight spaces. Ah, I remember playing that.
Sonic One probably has the best enemies.
Before
Functionally.
design wise, you're like, run from this design. Cool. Here's the quiz. Oh, man, those graphics are good.
Yeah, Mania is nice.
I guess it was widescreen. I should have known it was Mania.
Yeah,
Caterpillar Jr., really?
yeah. It's kind of like Pokemon evolutions. There's a lava one too.
Look at the Pokemon evolution for your Caterpillar. That's what.
Yeah, that guy's real
So
funny.
here's your quiz: Caterpillar or what's this thing called?
Grabber,
Grabber one.
grabber.
Here's A. Let you guys see it a little more clearly. Here's Grabber B. Tails doing his thing. Grabber C. Nobody mentioned Tails as a power up. Well, we'll see. Grabber C right here. Which grabber has the best chance of nabbing Sonic? A, B, or C? And
Now I made this quiz based on the player I was watching play. Now you could have some other kind of like ticks to your playstyle that will get you nabbed by a different grabber, but this guy had one that was distinctly almost got him uh, because of the
hmm,
level setup.
hmm. So Tony chose A. The ring formation entices the player to jump and land on the grab the rings. Grab range of the grabber. It's also a roller coaster sequence. Is probably less than react. So if you're just thinking rings, you're like, yeah, rings. You might ignore
But
that.
then that's just like your piranha fish on the bridge. You jump at the rings and kill the grabber.
Yeah, you must be doing some like lame short hop if you really want to get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like something you would not do.
Depends on the action the player is taking. If Sonic can still start moving, I think C. No time to move. Jump will move you closer to the grabber. My second option is A for the reasons Tony said, but I'm going with C. Fail faster.
Hey, get him setting.
Bleach chose A because of the awkward platform.
Does look awkward. Although your solution to the awkward platform is to do something that would kill the grabber.
So the rest of the votes are built into the picture itself. C3, B1, A5. I picked C.
The answer,
I remember these
yeah,
parts in the game for one. For two, like anytime this platform on the left sucks. It will crush you. That's a
yep,
one hit kills.
it.
Always scary. Whenever you get a chance to jump out, you're like, I am out of here. You're probably not going to see this camouflaged garbage grabber.
Pretty camouflage.
You're probably going to jump up and then hold forward, and that means you'll most likely get grabbed here. That was my best guess.
The only part you missed is this part on the left, that little platform. Uh, so you don't get killed right or crushed. You wait till it's all the way set, and then you jump off of it, and then you have no speed. And then when you're trying to build up the speed, this thing drops down and
Yeah.
comes
Ro-
relatively close to hitting you.
if it rotates to where the right block on the diagonal reaches the same level as the new platform, you could just wait there and they go bzz, 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 and zip on. But guess what? Nobody does that unless they have it memorized or they feel like it. Anyway, neat. More design topics. You guys can join the channel if you want to find out about those. You can thread your way between the badniks here. The rock crab badnik doesn't hurt you on the contact, but once you get close, it's ready to explode. Always love that. Which puts pressure on the player to keep moving. The dino looking badnik can shoot at you, but the main danger here is it's surrounded by lava. You can defeat it by hitting its head, and then you can use its body as a platform. Good. But it takes some control. Tight spots. These fireballs shoot out on a regular timer and create a fairly simple static timing challenge. What makes it more difficult is that the fireball launcher does not stand out very much visually. Your limited camera view means it's hard to quickly identify where the next fireball will come from. We're gonna add difficulty design to this assessment because he mentioned static timer. There we go. Right here, he was talking about difficulty design, skill, timing, and static. That's what he was talking about. The ability to time actions based on a simple, unchanging time period, like clapping or tapping to the beat. Oop. If you jump onto the badnik's head, you will defeat it, but contact with the rest of the body will hurt you. I always hated that. The visual feedback makes it somewhat confusing since the spikes on the head as well. I always hated that. Always hated that. Never wanted to play with them. So we're gonna do this with feedback. Feedback is this one right here. Feature feedback. I like the visual design of the crawling spikes badnik better. The spikes only hurt you from the top, so the enemy is vulnerable. You hit it in the head. Yeah, this is much better design. We can do visual design. We'll do that. Cool. It's time to wrap it up. Power ups, everyone. You ready?
Hey, look at that guy. Got a Super Saiyan.
Ready?
Oh shoot! It's a Super Sonic.
Mm.
Yeah,
There's
last
always that
lap.
mystery of like who came first, Sonic or Goku. Like it's both roughly at about the same time. Maybe somebody saw somebody else's napkin drawing or something. Pick your power up. Pick your entry you're provided thus far level. Bring Badnik and detail how the power up changes the dynamic. Geez, that's quite a challenge.
I mean, that's
So,
it's great because
Sonic 3
if you
Knuckles
find
is the only 2D Sonic game with good power up design. Shields provide unique movement, mobility,
am I not
offense.
here? Here.
Unlike Mario, the shields do not move and their placement does not layer with level challenges. Either you destroy the static defenseless item box or you don't, because Sonic is already. I guess you can only get them from those two, yeah.
Yeah, there's no enemy, right? That's a bubble it gives you.
Ready for this design space? Flame Shield. One extra hit, immunity to fire, stand on lava, midair dash, disappearing in water. It dies on water. One extra hit for Bubble Shield, immunity to weak projectiles defense, breathe underwater defense, and bounce jump mobility offense. All good for the Bubble Shield. Thunder Shield, one extra hit defense, immunity to electric attacks, double jump mobility offense, attract rings ability, disappears in water. Hence, I've highlighted all the power ups in the Carnival Night Zone Act 1. Because this level is cluttered and convoluted, I leave a significance of their placement as an exercise to the reader. That's you, viewer. We're going to do design space on this one right here because he detailed the power ups, which we're also going to flag on this one. Cool. So many beautiful tags. This is beautiful. So let's take a look at Zero's hard work. One right here. Speed shoe. Right at the beginning of the level. Maybe you go fast. Flame. Are there any flames coming up? Lightning in here. There's certainly always coins, and double jumping is always good.
Yeah, I guess Thunder Shield is always going to be the most relevant.
The mid-air dash from Sonic is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Flame, invincible. Man, this place is filled with stuff. I, I think I remember this just having stuff everywhere. But what's the one closest to the end? Flame, and then lightning. Jeez.
So there's Thunder, Flame, Invincibility,
Shoe,
and Shoes.
invincibility, no bubble.
You know how Mario levels typically have, a Fire Flower or a
Yeah,
Leaf
a
power
big
up?
one. Not here.
What are you talking about, Mario?
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
you're
It's on
right.
Carnival Zone in a little picture.
Hey, get on. Use the Supersonic in last video or last shot.
Cool.
I don't know how that happened, but hey,
Mm, enough rings. I don't know. And I love the way Sonic just doesn't care. He's just always moving, tumbling upside down.
I believe they animated that rotating end over end like that.
Yeah, it's so cool looking. He's just running in midair. Doesn't care what's happening to his body. Back over here. Okay, I always found that the speed power up to be more of a detriment. Sonic can get way too fast, and it can be harder to react to things normally. Excuse me. That you normally could during the normal gradual increase. Oh shoot! I didn't read the whole prompt. The water shield turns you to instant shield move into a vertical bounce. It should be able to bounce you up to the rings for an additional reward. Playing with the power up that you discovered. You get the water thing, you get the extra rings up here. Very nice. Level design, baby.
Yeah, what's wrong with that, Richard?
Except for you can't reach it.
Yeah, you can't get that. You can't get anywhere close to those rings with the bubble. Using the bubble
If you
shield
bounce
alone.
off the enemy, you still don't reach it.
Like if you ramped off something,
Do you have to like
I don't
double
know
jump
how.
with the electric ring to get close enough to
I don't
attract
know.
them?
Oh, that sounds like something.
Or depending on how you shoot up from the bottom, that could be a one-time only. Like and grab them. We're gonna put
Do
some
you
power ups
shoot
on this
up?
anyway.
Hmm.
It depends, and I don't know. Hey, Supersonic
So
again.
this is the
Look,
this
he's
is the
just fighting.
dream, right? I picked my level example, level element, and then my level element has rings, and the rings are then boosted with my power up example. That's the dream, baby.
Yeah, the one
Linking
example
them
you rolled
all.
in the middle. Thunder should allow Sonic to grab the rings in the loop that he wouldn't have been able to get if he didn't use the zip line. That's kind of neat. You just jump up there and like, thank you. I'm assuming the bounce can go that high. Heck no, says Marcus. Probably a Tails secret. Forgot about Tails. Tails is my favorite power up.
Yeah,
Here you see the water shields a more useful placement, letting players get to the water without fear of drowning. Right here, and we'll open it and we'll move it. Where is it? There it is. Ah, right in the middle. You guys did a
hey,
ton
there
of
it
work.
is.
Jeez. If I remember correctly, the bubble shield allows you to get just high enough so you can bop Eggman whenever you like. Man, you don't want to lose it. Just like in Kirby, you're like, I
Mm-hmm.
have a power up. I need to never ever get hurt, and you get hurt. Cool. Is that it? Oh,
Let's
the
see.
fire shield will allow you to safely touch the lava and pass through fire projectiles. It gives you a lot more safety. If you walk into the side of this enemy with fire shield, I think you lose it. But it's kind of hard to say. 2D Sonic games he's familiar with don't have secrets that require power ups. Does anyone know of any exceptions? Did I post something? Oh, yeah, this is just something crazy I found. Let's take a look. You trash.
I don't know what that's about. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Oh yeah, this sounds easy.
Yeah, you touch a ring, you zip to another whole Sonic game. Thank you, people. Thank you.
Yeah, that should be it.
Multi-dimensional
Hey,
Sonic. Yeah, maybe next time, guys. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole Sonic. Everything we talked about in the week. It was a ton of stuff. Ton of stuff, guys. Let's see if I can do something real quick. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna rip it off so you guys can see the Sonic Discord. I'm gonna drag it in this video so you guys aren't bored in the meantime. I'm gonna try to find one thing real quick. But yeah, just doing that kind of regular design breakdown work, doing it as a group is so much more fun. You cover so much more base, and you can probably try to find that one true example. Let me see. Emoji. Okay, so we have a sheet here that collects all of the topic wheels that we flag inside of the Discord. So now that we have level elements, we have Sonic thingies, we have level design, which we just did. So you can see all the contributions right here. It takes you straight to our Discords. Just sweet. All of it was collected. Design space, a couple of new ones. Zera's design space on the bubble shield, all nicely organized. Fun, fun,
ooh,
fun. Nice technology. All right. So that's it for a talk. You can catch this on a podcast potentially somewhere if you're listening. I don't know why you wouldn't want to watch the cool Sonic pictures and videos, but maybe you have yourself a pair of red shoes on and you got to go somewhere fast, and I understand. But otherwise, you can probably catch this video on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/design oriented, or you can just check out all the posts. They're still live. Our public Discord is public, so you can just type in Sonic, probably Sonic DTOTD, design topic of the day, and you can probably start right at the top. But otherwise, guys, let us know on Twitter what you think, and continue to break down games every day.